Today we're going to be looking at banned commander cards and see if they could potentially be game changers. We're going to have an interesting discussion about this. Because as maybe you know or you don't know, there is something called the game changers. It's almost like a second ban list. You know, we got Draneth Magistrate, Enlightened Tutor for white, Cyclonic Rift, Expropriate for blue, and a bunch of other cards. And because they're a game changer, they may or may not be legal in the commander brackets. You know, level 3, only 3 game changers allowed, and we go to level 4 and 5. You can have as many game changers as you want. So with that in mind, could some of these banned they might be bad enough for the game, but banned commander cards, can we turn them into game changers? We're going to start off in alphabetical order. Ancestral Recall. My heart says, please make this a game changer, but I know the truth. The truth is this thing is broken. And for as long as there's a lot of fast mana in the format, it probably will always be broken. Yes, make a game changer to Ancestral Recall, because you can have like 3 game changers in like a what was it, level 3 commander deck. That still sounds like too many. How do we feel about CEDH being able to play Ancestral Recall and Moxen and everything else? Is that fine? Recall, too insane. It's the Pot of Greed of Magic. Absolutely. Arguably less dangerous than Pot of Greed, because Pot of Greed is a 0 mana, draw 2 cards. You at least have to pay a blue for this thing. Also, I think Pot of Greed is like 0 colorless. Any deck can play it. This is only for the blue decks. I'm super biased. I love Ancestral Recall. Would love to see it possible, but I know the truth. And the truth is, this card is going to be too dangerous as a game changer. So no, this is going to have to probably stay on the ban list. Next up, we got Balance. Is Balance fair as a game changer? What do we think about Balance over here? 2 mana sorcery. Each player chooses a number of lands they control equal to the number of lands controlled by the player who controls the fewest, then sacks the rest. Players discard cards and sacrifice creatures the same way. I don't know what everyone's opinion of Balance is. I mean, it's very funny. Balance, not a particularly balanced card. It's pretty balanced. Balance is fair. Really? I don't know if everyone's exaggerating at the same time or what. Great card. Balance can stay banned, not fun. It's fine. Set it free. Well, okay. So we have some people that think, you know, if you want to play super cutthroat Magic the Gathering, optimized CEDH level Magic, Balance is okay. All right, Balance is just taken off for all the people who are trying to play Funsy Magic. But you know what? Game changers aren't allowed in Funsy Magic. This thing can be banned in that environment. Well, so just a very, very light polling of the coffee crew at C. What makes this thing fine for CEDH? Oh, we don't want to slow the game down, but they let Omniscience in the game. Balanced good. Well, Omniscience is also a lot more expensive than Balance by magnitudes. Magnitudes larger. I didn't know there were so many Balance fans in the chat. Okay. Okay, I guess Balance can go to the Game Changers list. If you disagree with chat, you can all let us know in the comment section below. The next card, we're going to do Palpatine in the show. We're not going to do Palpatine in the show. It's just going to be a light looking around of the of chat to get the vibes. It's a vibes show, not actual democracy. Biorhythm. Card I honestly have never played against, because this card does not see play in competitive Magic whatsoever. 8 mana sorcery. Each player's life total becomes the number of creatures he or she controls. Is it even possible to play this thing on turn 1 or turn 2? And this is like the opposite of slowing the game down. You're basically gonna end the game incredibly quickly, right? Easy unban. Biorhythm is really fine. It's fair. I mean, I guess some people would argue, well, the ramp decks playing with creatures, they're going to get Biorhythm out and then they're going to win the game because they're going to have life total at the end because they use their mana dorks to actually ramp this thing out. Board wipe into Biorhythm is funny. Congratulations, everybody. It's a draw. Shuffle up and play again. Too expensive to put into play. Not even a game changer. It's green. It's green. Keep it banned. I don't know if that's enough for. I don't know if you're persuading me. If Craterhoof is fine, Biorhythm is too. Does Craterhoof kill everybody at the table? I think that's the difference. Whereas Biorhythm potentially can kill everyone at the table. If everyone's life total goes straight to 3 super fast and you just finish them off with a few creatures in play. We do Jeweled Lotus Nut? No, we're not. We're in the Bs. We're going alphabetical here. We just finished balance. And then we're going to balance it out with a Biorhythm. This is great with Dryad Arbor. Yeah, that's synergy. If you don't play creatures in Commander, you deserve to lose. With Mana Ramp, you can get there. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you're using creatures, they're gonna die, right? Or they could die. They could suffer from board wipes, spot removal. If you use artifacts to get Biorhythm in play, well, then you might kill yourself with your own Biorhythm. I agree with everybody. Biorhythm is fair for being a game changer. You don't like Biorhythm? There's level 1 commander out there for you. Level 1 commander. Oh my god. Black Lotus. We got... What do we think about Black Lotus? All right, now there was a time people thought Jeweled Lotus was fine. What about Black Lotus? And honestly, I think if you're in the camp where Jeweled Lotus is a perfectly fine, legitimate Magic the Gathering card, Black Lotus probably should be fine too. Although Abzo, super unban, feels very strongly about it. Totally fair. Unban it, free it, it's fine. I think we got trolls in the house here. No, actually, to be honest, there's a world where you can play Commander like this. It's like super CEDH. And I mean, you get to play with Black Lotuses, you can play with Moxen. Although I have to admit, I think Black Lotus is more fair than the Moxen because the Wooburg deck gets to play with all the Moxen, whereas Black Lotus, every deck can play Black Lotus, but not every deck can play the Moxen. Should probably still be banned along with the Jeweled Lotus. If you unban it, does that mean no one will play the other Lotuses? Probably not. It actually means people will be playing with more Lotuses. They'll play with Jeweled Lotus, they'll play with Black Lotus. They need as much free mana as they can get around here. Karth One Eye is just as good. Well, I don't know about that one, Toads. Okay, Argentina's like, unban. If you can afford it, you are not playing with me anyway. Are you like a non-proxy player, Argentina? Nobody's playing the real thing here. They're just going to be playing with proxies of Black Lotus. Vintage CEDH. I mean, what? You joke about this, Banovsky, but CEDH is pretty damn close to vintage quality. Well, it used to be closer when they had Dockside and the Lotus, Jeweled Lotus. Lotus is fine, Mox is not. Commander has so many 0 mana cost mana rocks now. What's one more? Well, that's what they said with Jeweled Lotus, and they took that away, didn't they? They took the Jeweled Lotus away. No, have mercy on our wallets. There's only like 4 of them. Okay, 1 free insane ramp card, Soul Ring, is enough for the format. So what do we feel about Black? Okay, it's like 50-50 here, and you know what? I think if it's 50-50, that means we can unban the Black Lotus. It would be so weird in bracket 3, because bracket 3 lets you play with like 3 game changers. So you have like, I don't know, this really battle cruiser like deck, and then you just throw Black Lotus in there. I guess it's like an upgraded precon or some sort. It's too expensive. Doesn't make sense to me why when you could proxy, if your friends don't allow proxies, why though? I don't know. They're the pay to win types. Like, proxying is so institutionalized into this game at this point. You buy the cards, as many as you can get, and whatever you can, you proxy the rest. They have 30th anniversary proxies to play with. There you go. They reprinted Black Lotus. Gregory, the whole fun of Commander used to be the slight randomness of it and reacting to what you draw. Adding more mana rocks already makes already 2 consistent decks even more consistent. That's true. But they should. Well, they didn't need to print Jeweled Lotus. We had a Lotus. It was the Black Lotus. Uh, does CED allow? Oh yeah. Does CEDH allow proxies? They are like the front runner, the spokespeople for proxies. 100%. You want to play in a CDH tournament? It's completely proxy. That format wouldn't exist without proxies because it's basically like legacy to vintage power level and card quality. And those decks in legacy, they're pretty expensive. They're pretty expensive. Okay, anyway, okay, it sounds like it's 50-50. And you know what? If it's 50-50, I guess that means Black Lotus can come off the ban list, become a game changer. So you'll be played within reason. Braids, Cabal, Minion. I guess this is just like Braids is going to be. Can we get Braids here? Braids, Cabal, Minion is going to end up being a. If it's a game changer, that just changes if you're allowed to play the deck in the first place. They spell Braids right? Let's get Braids. So I'm timing out here. Free Braids. We have a few Braids fans in chat. There we go. Braids, Cabal, Minion. 4 mana 2/2 at the beginning of each player's upkeep. That player sacrifices an artifact, creature, or land. I bet if there was no ramp, no mana rocks, no fast mana, that this card wouldn't be a problem. Because if you get this thing out turn 4, turn 5, I honestly don't think most people would even care. I think people have issue with this card because you can, in theory, get it out on turn 2. You go like turn 1 Swamp, Soul Ring, turn 2 Braids, and then you're just hammering people's board because it's at the beginning of each player's upkeep they sack an artifact, creature, or land. So it's very possible that if you get so far ahead out in front that you'll just completely screw everybody. Okay, turn 1 Soul Ring, Black. Yeah, exactly. Soul Ring, Black Lotus, Braids. Oh wow, what a world Magic the Gathering could be. You know, what a vision. Exactly as Richard Garfield intended. I'm not in favor of stacks, but maybe it's fine. The fact that you can ramp this out super early from the command zone makes me think it should stay banned. Dies to shock, unplayable. No, you're not wrong. The day Nikachu wears a different color shirt is the day I get mildly surprised. We'll be prepared to be not mildly surprised. Chetty VT, turn 1, Swamp, Dark Ritual, Soul Ring, Braids. Oh yeah, there's millions of combinations to ramp this thing out, and then it potentially is just game over. Couldn't you get it out? Oh, sorry, couldn't you get it on turn 1 with Dark Ritual and Cabal Ritual? Yep. Okay, but there's some costs to this, of course. So let's say you actually did this turn 1 without anyone else doing anything. You go like Swamp, Dark Ritual, Cabal Ritual, Braids. But then what if your opponent just decides, okay, I'm not going to play anything until I have a turn 1 spot removal, like Mountain Lightning Bolt, playing Swords to Plowshares, and then you got 3 for 1. And if this was your commander, well, then it's going to go back in the command zone, and good luck. You have to spend 6 mana on this, but you already burned up your like mana ramp, your rituals to get this out in the first place. But, I mean, this would make a lot more sense in a world where people are playing with spot removal. If no one is playing with spot removal in their pod, this card is, I mean, a danger. A complete danger. Just for Braids alone, they should bring back Band as commander. I mean, maybe? It's gross, but so is Turgrid. Unban this card. It's good. It's fine. It's a 2/2 turn 4. You can kill it pretty easily. And by the way, like I said, there's actually a bit of a cost to get this thing out early. If you're first, because then you're not really going to get the trigger unless people are willing to sacrifice their cards, and they can just like discard to hand size maybe some cards that are useful to the graveyard. If you play turn 1, they don't have lands to sack, but you sack your only stuff. Yep, so it could be a disadvantage. Matthew Green, then you have some much time advantage against the table at that point, right? Do you? Like, what are you going to do? I mean, you got to sacrifice stuff too, right? So, I mean, let's say you go Swamp, Dark Ritual, Soul Ring, Braids, pass. What's it called? Pass. Yeah, like that would be a... no one sacks anything. They get back to you. You got to sack your swamp or your soul ring. That's a lot. That's a lot of resources that you're burning yourself. You know, if you play it early, you're going to be sacking your only good stuff too. She gives me future crazy cat lady vibes too. You know, she looks like she ran away from the nut house or the nursing home or something like that. Something to that effect. She is fragile like her mind, Benjamin. What else do we have here? I think we have a lot of defense for this. You can load your deck with 0 mana permanents as sack targets. No, yeah, that's possible. But then again, you still need to load up your deck with a way to win the game, right? I mean, that's also of importance. Unless you intend on attacking everybody with a 2/2. And also, your opponents can do the same thing. Play 0 drops to sack to your Cabal and try to overwhelm you. Cabri says, I have an Abzan food deck that would love to have braids in it. Matthew Green is like, God, no. They captured Roseanne perfectly in this card. I don't know. Are we talking about the same Roseanne here? Okay. Sounds like there's a lot of favoritism for Cabal. So the Braids gets unbanned. Turns into Game Changer. You don't want to play against Braids? Well, then don't. T. Corellis says, with all the counter magic and seeming sizable common land destruction, high-powered pods, I don't see a massive impact from unbanning Prime Time. We have 2 people who want to talk about Prime Time. I'm trying to do this in alphabetical order. But you know what? You went out of order. We'll look at this. Prime Evil Titan. And also, thank you very much, Polarity. They should unban it now that cards like Shieldred the Apocalypse exist. Why would that change anything? Shieldred the Apocalypse doesn't interact with this card. Okay, 6 mana, 6/6, trample, ETB, or attacks. You may search your library for up to 2 land cards, put them onto the battlefield, tap, then shuffle your library. So this was banned like a long time ago. Like a super long time ago, right? And it was banned because it sort of centered the whole game around it at the time. I don't know if this would be even that big of a deal by today's standards. Maybe it's better. Maybe it's better today. Like, we have more lands than ever before. So we have the tutoring of this card actually becomes even stronger. So we got 1 unban. It would go crazy for landfall. I want it so bad. I'm going to count that as another unban. My point is that there's so many powerful cards now. Oh, absolutely. Not even legendary. It's fine. Well, in Commander, they don't care that much. By today's standards, this is probably fine. It's time for Prime Time to come back. It should definitely be unbanned. Bryce's turns on Field of the Dead, potentially. But everyone can play Field of the Dead. You ever think about that? Everyone can get in on that Field of the Dead. Just a random mage says, would be great in my Eldrazi deck. Go find my Eldrazi Temple and Eye of Ugin. I can read your mind. Then cast your gigantic Eldrazi. Green is so good at ramp that it's just turn 3. Oh yeah. Landfall for the win. Landfall for everybody. Primeval Titan will make sure that every household has landfall for as long as Primeval Titan is the president. Keep it banned because of Mossborn Hydra? The hell? What about Mossborn Hydra? 3 mana 0/0 landfall. Oh, double the number of +1/+1 counters on this creature. I don't think that is a reason to keep Primeval Titan banned. All right, if you don't want to play against Primeval Titan, you got to play that bracket 1 commander. Turn it into a game changer. Game changer it is. Okay, next on our list, Chaos Orb. I guess this card is banned for dexterity reasons. Pay 2 mana, mono artifact, pay 1, flip Chaos Orb onto the playing area from a height of at least 1 foot. Chaos Orb must turn completely over at least once, or it is discarded with no effect. When Chaos Orb lands, any cards in play that it touches are destroyed, as is Chaos Orb. So, you know, I played in a cube where this was just Vindicate. So it was basically 2 mana, Pay 1, destroy target, permanent. That's how we played with it. Because in theory, if you spaced out all your stuff as much as possible, then Chaos Orb should only hit 1 card. So that's just how we played it. Is that just too much to ask? I own one, unbanned, because no one can afford it. Remember, that doesn't work in Commander. There's a lot of people proxy. It's basically a legal uncard. It's probably fine. Matthew Green says, what if they reskinned Primetime as a group hug card? Have everyone get 2 lands with both triggers? That's very interesting, Matthew Green. Great idea. They don't even need to reskin it. They could just print, like, I don't know, Hugging Titan. Coming to get lands for everybody. That would make it more fair. Lil Deadfly says, I didn't even know this needed to be said. Doesn't this go without saying? Well, okay, it depends on your interpretation of how this needs to be played. The orb is fun in Vintage or Kitchen Table, always exciting when someone flips one. Or is this the type of card that, like, gets legal in bracket 1 and 2 Commander, but, like, brackets 3, 4, and 5? No, we're not playing with jank over here. This is all jank. This is basically Silver Border before they invented Silver Border cards. Why is it a problem anyway? It pops like 2 cards tops. No, it technically should pop 1 card tops. Or I don't know. Or alternatively, Wizards actually states how big your board state can be, and then your cards need to not go beyond that range of your playmat. And then maybe this thing can hit several cards. And then when Chaos Orb is in play, you have to make sure the good cards are spaced out enough, and there's a bunch of crappy cards orbiting all of them to minimize the amount of damage a Chaos Orb could do to your board. Please unban all dexterity cards, Wizards. Would make the game more interesting, says Benjamin. Ugh. You can unban they basically brought dexterity cards back with these unsets. Not a strong card, but too much rules confusion. Okay, makes a giant proxy deck where cards are 6 to 10 times the size and use Chaos Orb. If you generate it, you can activate it next turn, just like Navinral's Disc. Yeah, you could do that. All right, I'm not hearing a lot of love for this card. This is like, well, if they do this, if they do that, all right, I guess dexterity cards, they stay on the ban list. Whatever. I thought it was okay. Okay, here's a fun card. Coalition Victory. 8 mana. You win the game if you control a land of each basic land type and creature of each type. So all you need is, like, I don't know, what, Tundra, Badlands, Forest, a Wooburg Commander, and Coalition Victory, and the game's over. No mead, me out, huh? Easy unban, and reduce its cost. What are you, nuts? Well, we don't want to go too far, all right? We don't want to make the game easy to be won in like 2 turns. Just Random Age says, I'm kind of 50-50 on this one. So it could be an easy win. It might not. I mean, remember, you can interact with the opponent in response to Coalition Victory on the stack. So if they got a Wooburg creature, kill it in response. They've got 5 basic land types. Use Wasteland or Strip Mine to blow one of them up. I mean, it will encourage people to play with more Desolation Fields, Ghost Quarters, Wasteland, Strip Mines, to play around the Coalition Victory. Unban just to teach people to run instant speed removal. There we go. We're going to teach people to be better Magic players. Calvary says, I'd love to put Shahrazad on Isochron Scepter. Oh, God. But I doubt it will unban the cards that mention the ante. Diego says, it's not an easy win. You jump enough hoops to win with Coalition Victory to own it. Well, I think the Wooburg decks probably look at it as like an easy way to win. Because, like, you're already Wooburg. You've got the basic land types in play. You're playing a Wooburg commander. Or, like, something Wooburg-ish. You're going to have at least 1 Wooburg creature in your deck. And then you just throw out Coalition Victory. I win the game. The game is over. The Ghost of Thomas Jenkins says, not a fan. of you win cards, but this is easily counterable. Yeah, you can counter it. That's right. Just counter it. Unban, that's harder to accomplish. It is more expensive than Call the Spirit's Dragon. This is 8 mana. It's not nothing. What about Triumphs? Triumphs completely count. Yep. Triumphs are the best. Fetch out Triumph. Fetch out Dual Land. Coalition Victory for victory. All right. I think we have enough voices in support of Coalition Victory getting unbanned, turning into a game changer. Okay, so we've got someone who wants to jump ahead a little bit. Dangerous One says, hear me out, Tolarian Academy, I own 70. Okay, I hear why you want Tolarian Academy. Okay, we're gonna get to Tolarian Academy in a future show. I've owned the Tolarian Academies for a long time, and I'm an older millennial. Okay, next up. Coalition Channel. Oh. Ooh, is this game changer like? Or is this still too broken? Double green sorcery. Until end of turn, anytime you could activate a mana ability, you may pay 1 life. If you do, add a colorless to your mana pool. How about that? Is that good enough? Is that still too OP? I honestly don't have a whole lot of experience against Channel because it's like it is super hard banned in like every format. It's banned in Legacy, banned in Commander, Oathbreaker, Brawl, Historic, restricted in Timeless, restricted in Vintage. This card is just hard no all over the place. And now, you know what? Some people gave some really good explanation. It would be super broken with Eldrazi's. You know, pay like 30 life, put like 3 Titans on the battlefield in the first place. People is like, yes, please unban it. Keep it banned. Channel is broken. Keep it banned. Keep banned. Green. Banned. And erase it. It danger. Too risky to It's too risky to stay alive. Ban it. It costs 2. Yeah, warning, warning. Danger, danger. The Ghost of Thomas Jenkins. Ban the person who came up with this card as well. Well, that was... Richard Garfield, and I guess you could say he's not employed by Wizards of the Coast, so in some sense he did get banned. Turn to Eldrazi, bloody unfun. Just ban the Eldrazi. Just ban all the Eldrazi so we can bring Channel back. It's as simple as that. Some ban lists go by that philosophy. You know, Channel doesn't kill people. Eldrazi kill people. It's Eldrazi that's winning the game. I've never heard of a Channel actually winning the game. Channel is fine if you can only use it in only green. Well, that's not happening. Either this was Fireball or something else. It's always a problem. 10 life for a 2 Ulamog Ceaseless Hunger. Super danger. Turn 1 Eldrazi off of a Lotus Petal. Oh, yeah. Which Eldrazi? Okay, it sounds like there's no love for Channel around here. All right, Channel. You gotta stay banned. You're too broken. The world wasn't ready for you when you immediately were printed. Okay, the next card. I don't know if this card is. Dockside Extortionist. 2 mana, 1/2. When it enters the battlefield, create X treasure tokens, where X is the number of artifacts and enchantments your opponents control. I don't know how hotly debated this card is. I think this card is stupid. I think this card is outrageously powerful. There is a world where it's useless, though. I mean, if you get rid of all the artifacts. So for example, as a game changer, it's funny. As a game changer, it's broken probably because you're going to be in an environment with a lot more artifacts. But then if you get to like bracket 1 commander where people may not be playing with as many mana rocks, less fast mana, Dockside actually just doesn't have nearly as much power. But it's also enchantments, which is interesting. Unban it. Red needs the help. I sincerely doubt that. Unban poor red CDH player need their toy. Leave it banned. Oh, what happened, Bryce? You're all for like unbanning everything, and now we get the Dockside Extortionist. You're like, no. This one can stay banned. Red Lex says unban it. RC royally screwed up for banning this card. What about Hull Breacher? We're gonna get to Hull Breacher. We're gonna get there. We're going in alphabetical order. My play group lets me play my proxy in EDH. I proxied it just as I proxied it just as it was banned. I hope the whole story is you sold your Dockside to proxy it and then it was banned. That's the perfect order for something like that. When I cloned a Dockside turn 2 in CDH, I got 42 treasure tokens. Ooh, because yeah, you get double the treasure tokens that your opponent had. Salo says, unban, I have this card. Well, that's not biased at all now, is it? Reprint as legendary to make it balanced? No! What? No! Then all of a sudden it'll be played and it'll just be like everyone's commander. That sounds terrible. Sounds absolutely terrible. Ban it. Red doesn't need Uber ritual. It's Zybers. Yeah, it would automatically be a commander. Okay, Blackbird says, unban. If I'm not playing any artifact enchantments, it's fine. If you have a lot of enchantments, artifacts, we are leveling the field. Dockside is fine. That is a very weird take. Because like the higher the power level, the more natural everyone's just going to have more artifacts in play. Because everyone's playing with mana ramp. And it's hard to say that this balances that out. Because you could also be playing with your own mana ramp. And then you have the ultimate mana ramp card. Should probably stay banned. Way too abusable. There is no way to balance this card. Nicholas says, I think Legendary Dockside would just mean clone it and sack it to the Legend rule, then reanimate. That's possible, but more likely it's just going to be somebody's commander. Yeah, it's just making it easier to recur from the grave with clones because of the Legendary rule. Okay. Le Sacre Bleu dies to counterspell. Well, most things do, don't they? Okay, I have to say, the opinions are mixed. And I think if the opinions are mixed, I think it can become a game changer. So if you don't like to play against Dockside Extortion, if you don't like to play against Black Lotus, you just play like the lower level commander. You just play level 1, level 2 commander. No game changers there. Hide where there's no game changers. All right, we're going to look at more banned commanders and see if they can become game changers. But if you want to know where to buy these game-changing banned cards, check nowhere else than FusionGamingOnline.com, my favorite sponsor and also my favorite place to buy my Magic the Gathering cards. What do we got for the deal of the week this week? There's a new deal every single week. The deal this week, 20% off all deck boxes. And also go get your Dark Tarkir Dragonstorm cards. And use coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases, and it supports the channel. We're also going to thank... where am I here? There we go. We're also going to thank Mana Traders, the premier place to rent Magic cards on Magic Online. If you want to play a lot of decks, it's cheaper. You afraid of cards getting banned? It's the ban list saver, and you can play more decks. And you can rent using my Mana Traders link in the description below, or save 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription using coupon code Nikachu_C1Z. Hope that's clear. The C, the 1, the Z. Go for it. Rent cards to your heart's content. All right, Dockside apparently can become a game changer. Oh my god. Emrakul, the Aeon's Torn. How do we touch this card? Matthew says, can we veto your decision on these things, Nikachu? Hey, it's not my decision. It's everybody else's decision. If so, I veto the Dockside gamer changer decision. Okay, we have some people like, nope, it's impossible. Okay, remember, this is the 15-15-15 uncounterable time warp when you cast the spell. It's got flying, protection from spells that are 1 or more colors, Annihilator 6, so going to be annihilating your entire board. And when it's put in the graveyard from anywhere, shuffle it into its owner's graveyard. Shuffle the graveyard into their library. Now, the reason people don't like this card is it can just end the game for very specific players. So it's like very, very unfun to whoever gets blasted with the Annihilator 6. Losing 6 cards sort of sucks. I mean, unless you're a Dockside player. Think about it. Sack those treasure tokens. Salo says, Emrakul is totally fine. At 15 mana, you have to win the game. And as a commander, I think Kozilek is better. Bryce is like, yeah, sure, let it be free. If 15 squirrels can kill it, then unban it. Dies to Solitude? Yeah, it does actually. So in some sense, we've got more answers to this card than ever before today. Oh, wait, no. This one should be banned. I thought it was like take control of another player one. No, 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 no. No, this is Big Mama Emrakul. This is the OG. All right. This is the Emrakul that gonna spank you. All right. She spanks. She does. She believes in this type of discipline. It's the most powerful creature in MTG history. You know what? I don't think it is anymore. I think Atraxa has taken that title. It's very close, though. Dies to balance. I guess if someone has 0 creatures in play. Who the heck casts Emrakul for 15 mana? It's rare. I mean, if you have Channel, it's possible. El Winter, hot take. If they let you get to 15 mana, you should be able to win the game. I think that, so the deal is, I think this is just a feel-bad card for the most part. Like, maybe this card is fine and fair, objectively, but it's just such a, it ends the game for a very specific person that it attacks that it's very unlikely that they can come back from it. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe this is just wins the game. You attack one person, basically end their game. Then if you live to the next rotation, you attack the next person, end their game. And then when you get to your next rotation, finish off the last person. It's not like they can actually come back very, very well if they don't have an answer. Merit Lage is a contender for strongest creature in MTG. I don't think so. Flying Indestructible 2020. Just says Nikachu. If you ever wonder why I say crazy stuff, just know part of it is because I'm bipolar with schizophrenic tendencies and constantly have a pharmacy in my blood. Well, I'm happy that you're getting treatment. Okay, ramp decks. To be honest, Eldrazi decks have loops that can make like 20 spawns in one turn. Yeah, but not... They can do it in one turn, but not on turn 1. Or at least it's very difficult. Benjamin says, leave it banned. Doomblade... No, Doomblade don't work. Look, remember, protection from spells that are 1 or more color. Doomblade costs black. Just throw it in the 99 in a green ramp deck in case it's useful. The Ghost of Thomas Jenkins. If it had to be cast from your hand, I'd be fine with it. But as is, it's a no. Dies to Imprisoned in the Moon. I don't think so. I think Imprisoned in the Moon needs to target, right? Enchanted creature, land, or planeswalker. I don't actually think I don't think Imprisoned in the Moon can actually imprison the original Emrakul. Yeah, you can leyline binding it. That will work. Because leyline binding has a triggered ability when it enters the battlefield. So the only thing that can target this Emrakul are abilities, specifically triggered abilities. So if you play like leyline binding, Oblivion Ring, you can steal the Emrakul and keep it locked up. Maybe that's what Imprisoned in the Moon should have done. It should have been an ETB enchant target creature, like exile target creature. It becomes a land or some crap like that. This was probably just easier to design like this, even though it's a bit of a flavor fail. You can get imprisoned in without casting it. It can beat it. Okay, there's a world where you can do that. Yeah, you can kill with Farewell, as long as you can cast Farewell before you actually die. Of course, Emrakul can be imprisoned in the moon. That was the whole point. Well, not this one. You can't target it with Imprisoned in the Moon. No targeting allowed. Visara the Dreadful kills it? What, it like taps and kills things? Yak. Well, this Emrakul wasn't... Yeah, this Emrakul wasn't Imprisoned in the Moon. Well, I mean, it was, but not in this timeline. Not at this time. Emrakul, she's keeping her wits up. Okay, I'm not feeling the vibes from chat. Chat doesn't seem to like Emrakul. I guess Emrakul gonna stay banned. I don't know what's wrong with Emrakul. I think Emrakul is fine. I have no idea how everyone is going to react to this card. Arayo. Can Arayo become a game changer? 2 mana flying, 1/1 creature. When the 4th spell of a turn is played, we get to flip the Arayo. And then we counter the first spell played by each opponent each turn. Thanks to Arao's essence. Okay, we got unban it. You cry, cry. Unban, I need it. Nope, absolutely no. Now, I'm going to tell you, I would love for this thing to be unbanned. I don't know if it would be good by today's standards. Like, this card, for as long as I remember, was always banned. Or almost always banned. Unban it, it would be fun to play with. Yeah, it's fun for the person playing with Areo. It's horribly miserable for the person who doesn't. It's fine. It's fine. Unban it. You know what? Interestingly enough, I think Commander would be more prepared for this card today. I think more people have wised up to playing with spot removal, Swords to Plowshares, Fatal Push, like Doomblade and stuff like that. Whereas a long time ago, people didn't play so much spot removal. It was just all about, how do I play my deck while completely ignoring my opponents. And in that world, Areo was way more powerful. Incredibly annoying. But is that broken? Does annoying equal power? Doesn't Jin Gitaxias do this? Well, Jin Gitaxias is a lot more expensive. Tyler! Well, those one-sided Kamigawa flip cards are just annoying to look at. I like it, actually. I prefer this over the split cards. You got like a slightly different image when you flip it. See, there's the essence here. Or maybe they should have been more careful with the art so that the upside down of Areo also looks like some sort of new art in itself. Unban it. It's hard to flip, and it's just funny jank to lock opponents with. I would think it's easier to flip now. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like there's more zero mana cards and more opportunity to play cheap stuff than there was in the past. Like, let's say you combine Areo with Dockside. You'll easily play a bunch of spells in one turn. In CEDH, it would be fine, but if you play with not so good player, they may just trigger it, even though you are playing around it. Possibly. But remember, you only get 3 game changers in a, what was it called? An upgraded deck. So you get 3 game changers in an upgraded deck, and below that, you don't get nothing. You don't get squat. No game changers whatsoever. So understand that if this is a game changer, it's mostly going to be played, in like CEDH, a CEDH like level environment. But there's more Oh yeah, that's true too. There's more stifle effects. We've got. You can even count dress down also. Whenever the 4th spell of a turn is played. Oh, actually, I misread this. Whenever the 4th spell of a turn is played, flip it. So actually, we can also contribute to Areo flipping. It's very hard to remove enchantment, and it's cheap. Yeah, I can get behind that. I can understand it's very hard to get rid of enchantments. It's like comparing this to Augustine IV. It takes a good time to trigger, and it slows the game less well. Not helping you at all. Does this affect us? Counter the first spell played by each opponent each turn. Yeah, so it doesn't affect us. Is this our triggered ability now? It is a triggered ability. You counter my Darksteel Relic. Then I Doom Played on Areo. Well, you can't do that now. If something gets countered, it's because Areo's essence is up. And if Areo's essence is up, it's an enchantment. You gotta deal with the enchantment. Some people say leave it banned. Okay, I hear people, they don't like the sound of this card, but they're not really saying it's broken. Did you already do Arden, Interpret, and Archaeologist? Pretty sure he's banned as a commander. Nope. The card does not exist on the commander ban list. Unless that's under a different, commander ban list. Matthew says, I put a decent amount of enchantment removal in my decks that I wouldn't even care if it was flipped. Maddie says, I love blue, so unban it. You know what? We're in the same league here. Jin Gitaxias is already too annoying. Well, what's everyone ganging up on Jin Gitaxias for? Unban it for Flubs the Fool. All right, I heard enough. We're unbanning this card. Rayo, you are fine as a game changer, and I hope you change the game for the better. Okay, next is this a gambling card? Falling Star. Oh, it's one of those split the game. Oh no, it's a dexterity card. What did we do? Did we say no to Chaos Orb? We can say no to this card too. Say no to dexterity cards. Fast Bond. Okay, we have a green enchantment. You may play any number of lands on each of your turns. Whenever you play a land, if it wasn't the first land you played this turn, Fast Bond deals 1 damage to you. How do we feel about Fast Bond as a game changer? It feels like just a super powerful card, but nothing outrageously, outlandishly broken. You may play any number of lands on each of your turns. Like, what are you going to be playing with? Like a lands like commander deck? We have one unbanned. We have one hard nope. We have a no damn way. That feels strong. No damn way is stronger than a nope. I mean, Mana Bond is not restricted at all. You mean in Vintage? In Vintage, it's not restricted. So Banned and Legacy, perfectly fine in Vintage. Have 4 of them if you want. They don't care. I unban it again for Flubs the Fool. Gitrog Monster, fans rejoice. If it was 2 mana, maybe it would be okay, but for 1 mana, no. Okay, 2 strong in landfall decks. We have triple nope. Seems hard to get consistently early to build your deck around. I agree. Fast Bond, Dryad Arbor, Elvish Spirit Guide, Channel, and then Biorhythm. Then we solve the format, Toads. We broke it. Just like Channel, it just might be too much. How is this comparable to Channel? Like, how much mana can you get out on turn 1? You get low. I guess the deal is the cost is too low. Like, so what? Okay, I pay 5 life to get all my lands in play on turn 1. Don't even know how many lands that could possibly be. Let's say I have a 4-land hand with Fast Bond and then 2 other cards. That's 7 cards. So if I spew all my lands on the battlefield, I have like only 2 cards to play. But I suppose we also have the what's it called? We still have the commander. Fast Bond looks really strong, but I think unless you're playing Tatiova, you're gonna run out of cards in your hand. Yeah, I totally agree. If you can get it out on turn 1, terrible card at turn 6. Exactly. Bryce is like, this is an easy unban. While everyone else is struggling. Doesn't green have like a million ways to look for lands? I know! And you can't even look for lands with this card. You can only play cards from your hand. A Blackbird, ban. In a blue-green deck, you can play multiple draw cards and put all those lands you pull down and cast big creatures next turn. Yep. And some of those cards will help you draw cards, so you can keep the chain going. Fast Bond plus Tatiova in a 99 land deck. And then what are you going to do? What's the game plan here? How do you win the game? You going to put one Thassa's Oracle in there as well? You have no limit. Combo with Spelunking and Ravnica, bounce lands, infinite mana, and Tatiova, draw your whole deck. Okay, many things should be in Legacy, like Library, Oath, Twist, Mana Drain, and Earthcraft are super fine there. Yeah, but we're not talking about those. We're not talking about Legacy today. We're talking about Commander. Pabno says, well, I guess it's not a great play pattern where it's bad most of the time, but if you get it as your first turn, you just win. But you need to win with something. It's literally -1. Unban it. Tatiova, Fast Bond, 97 lands that give life on ETB and Authorical. Nicholas says, actually, I just remembered play lands from graveyard cards. Still probably fine as a game changer. Well, and actually, would Tatiova, Fast Bond, and like a Karoo land basically win the game for you or draw your entire deck? Because you keep bouncing the Karoo land and keep gaining a life off of it. Maybe that was mentioned already. I was just thinking. With Crucible of Worlds or Ramanap Excavator, you can fetch all the lands in your deck in 1 turn.
Nicholas says, actually, I just remembered. Play lands from the graveyard, from graveyard cards. Still probably fine as a game changer. I don't feel like anybody is particularly excited about Fast Bond here. I guess it's gonna have to stay banned. Wow, not even good enough for a game changer. All those broken cards that we have. This one's not good enough. Okay, this is an interesting one. Flash. The real Flash. Okay, 2 mana, instant. You may put a creature card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you do, sack it unless you pay its mana cost reduced by up to 2. So effectively, you can now play the Flash Hulk deck again. Which I have no idea if I would assume it should still be banned because I believe it was banned in the first place because of the CEDH players. So, and if CEDH thought this was broken, then probably it shouldn't even be a game changer because, like, the only format for game changers are like the powerful CEDH stuff, right? Am I right? Or am I right? So what's people's opinion? Unban? That's lame. Unban it. Enough said. This is banned. Nah. This is fine. What is wrong with you people? It's fine. We have seen worse stuff. I could swear there was a moment in CEDH history where this card was just wrecking the format. It was fine in like casual Commander because no one cared. But in CEDH it was just basically a 1-card win or something of a 1-card win condition because you still needed to get the creature. Unban, yes. This wins games turn 1. I feel like Bryce is on the same page as me here. Protein whole combo. Yeah, does anyone know that this card combos? It's like basically a 1-card combo. If it resolves, you put a creature in play that will just win the game. Breaks the color pie too. Wow, so many unbans. Beanpot. Unban every precon is more powerful than this now. What? Okay, so I think no one realizes this is a combo card. Okay, unban it. I don't care what CDH players say. So hold on. Are there casual players that like this card? They like want it back? But remember, it's only becoming a game changer. Like if you're super casual, you're not allowed to play with this card. It would still be banned in the super casual forms of Commander. You would only be limited to CEDH and optimal magic and upgraded precon. Goes crazy with multiple cards with huge ETB death triggers. Should definitely stay banned, says Spectral Maniac. Did they complain about it and get banned? Yes, that's exactly what happened. They complained about it. The next day it got banned. Because it was just turning CEDH into like a turn 1, turn 2 combo fest. CEDH players deal with Thoracle, so I don't think it'd be a problem. Well, I mean, there's a lot more work when it comes to Thoracle. This is a lot. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's more work to Flash Hulk. Or Flash anything. When they created Flash's ETB barely existed. Way too broken. I would like it in casual. Well, we're talking about game changers. Can we turn this into a game changer? I'm getting the vibe that casuals want to turn this into a game changer so that they could play it again. I mean, it would make CEDH scam viable. Who ratted on Flash? All the CEDH players. Turn 2, slam the strongest ETB creature you have in your hand. That's crazy. I mean, well, it's not that. Okay, so there is a combo with Flash Hulk. And I don't know the full combo. So the idea is you would first tutor for sorry, it's not called, it's called Protein Hulk. The combo's called Flash Hulk. There's a card called Protein Hulk. Now, when it dies, which it will die immediately thanks to Flash, you search your library for any number of creature cards with total mana value 6 or less, put them onto the battlefield, and shuffle. Now, those creatures will combo off instantly for you to win the game. So all you need are those 2 cards and the game is over. Make sure you have your Torpor Orbs, people. Play with your Torpor Orbs. We are filthy casuals. Flash is one of those cards that only get more powerful over time. It's already powerful. Like, it's pretty good. Yeah, many
Skinny Raptor says, yeah, many more ETB triggers these days. Nah. I'll put this in my Inala. Just throw down a Jin-Gitaxias and give Undying or something in response to the sack trigger. You can turn 2 Galta, yeah. Okay, it gets a She's load of 0 mana shite, and Disciple of the Vault or something. Yeah, more or less. Okay, Pabno says, I mean, if it was must a 2-card combo, it wouldn't be so bad. But just have a lot of big ETB cards, and you'll just win on the first turn whenever you get it. Okay. So anyway, for the most part, everyone says they want it unbanned. All right, Flash, you can be a game changer and peeve off all the competitive players. All of them at once. I have no opinion about this card. I'm going to assume that because I'm not a fan of non-games, and if the CEDH player said this was like a non-game maker, reducing strategy and skill, I think it should stay on the ban list. But you know what? The majority rules. Who's in control of Commander? You guys are in control of Commander. Community format, baby. Okay, what do we got next here? We're going to Gifts Ungiven. I always found this was a weird card to be on the ban list because Intuition is not banned. 4 mana instant, search your library for up to 4 cards with different names and reveal them. Target opponent, choose 2 of those cards. Put the chosen cards into your graveyard, then the rest into your hand, then shuffle. With the key being, the trick! You only look for 2 cards. You're allowed to look up 2 cards instead of 4, and those 2 cards have to go to your graveyard. So basically, you're perfectly tutoring for 2 cards. Redlex says, unban, I need my gifts back. Abzo's for an unban. Benjamin's for an unban. Le Sacre Bleu also for an unban. Free gifts for all. Take it off the list. There is a world where you can interact with this card anyway. So like even let's say if you're even trying to combo off, you play Gifts Ungiven, the cards go to the graveyard. You can still interact with the graveyard. You can still counterspell stuff. So I mean, it's not strictly perfect. Although I mean, I would assume that if you have 4 open mana, you'll Gifts Ungiven at end of turn, then wait for it to be your turn, and then Gifts Ungiven until at the end of the last person's turn. Then it goes to your turn. Maybe you can combo off from there. Tutor 2 into graveyard. That's weak. Unban it. Oh, Quadilzel doesn't believe. Not a non-believer. Regret this card. It's blue, so ban it. Just select 4 flashback. It's already weakened, so you can easily tutor any 2 cards into your hand as well if you have redundancy in your deck. Yeah, but then it's probably not going to do anything broken. It's just a good value card, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with value. Spectral Maniac says, probably unban. Though I don't know if you could just immediately win from the 2 cards. To be honest, I don't know if anything wins immediately with 2 cards. Maybe people have to, chime in and give some idea. Like, what would win in one shot with a Gifts Ungiven, if anything? Would it just be Past in Flames and some other random card to combo off? I don't know. I don't know how powerful Storm is in Commander, especially since you don't have a whole lot of copies of Storm cards. You get 1 of each card, and that's it. Black Lance is like, unban Lutri. I want him on my Sisei as a companion. Matthew, unban if Demonic and Vampiric are legal and game changers, then this is fine. Re-gift it. B1, you can't reanimate Emrakul. You need Goryo's Vengeance or Shallow Grave. Correct. I play Muldrotha, cast this, and basically tutor for 4 cards. That sounds good. Okay, 2 cards, Demonic Consultation and Thassa's Oracle. No, well, then they go to the graveyard. Then what do you do? So you can look for 2 cards. So it specifically says you can look to up to 4 cards, but you have to take at least 2 cards and put them in the graveyard. And then if you only look for 2 cards, they are definitely going to the graveyard. You have to do a lot more to take advantage of this, so unban. All right, I hear a lot of support for this. We can unban gifts. Gifts for everybody. Everyone gets gifts. Okay, turns into a game changer. We're going now to Golos. This is an interesting card. There's a lot of people who thought that this card was banned unjustly. The 5-mana 3/5 ETB. Search your library for a land card. Put that card onto the battlefield tab. Any land card. Not just a basic land, you can get anything. You go get Gaia's Cradle. And then for Wooburg and 2 generic, exile the top 3 cards of your library. You can play them this turn without paying their mana cost. This card is insane. It just does so much for so little. And like the commander tax is completely thwarted by this first paragraph. Unban my boy! Free the Golos! Hashtag free Golos. Bryce says free Golos. Unbanned. Rated Lex. Keep banned! Hate this! Was the auto commander if you are playing Wooburg. And I think it still would be. So it's legal in Arena Brawl. It should be legal in Commander proper. Interesting, okay. If it is legal in Brawl in Arena, it should be legal in Commander. That's not a bad argument. So if there is a variation of Commander that is fine, where this is fine. Although, to be honest, I really don't know how well they are balancing Brawl on Arena. Frankly, I don't know if Wizards of the Coast are paying attention to those formats at all. I mean, just a raise of hands. Who's playing Brawl right now in Arena? Anybody? Anybody? Or is it like just not a big deal in Arena? Too efficient, leave it banned. This is a super efficient card. Golos probably should just be unbanned. Let the bracket fours play it. Sebstone says, nah, I don't like this. Same with Kenrith. It makes too many decks feel the same. If you ever play Rainbow, you play with this. Exactly. Grab 3 blink cards. This is kind of strong. Ban. Unban. Free the robot. This guy's a robot? This is a scout. Although we don't know the species of scout. Matthew Green says keep banned. The best commander for 5-color decks that are the only way you can play something else is if you go tribal or weird 5-color jank. Why did Golos even get banned in the first place? It was homogenizing the format. Like, too many people were playing Golos. As people said earlier, if you wanted to play 5 colors, you just play this one. There's like no reason to play any other 5-color deck. All the abilities are great. I mean, it's colorless. Just come ETB. You look for a land card. So every single time it comes into play, the commander tax is just like basically cut in half. Because, you know, the commander tax goes up by 2, but you're always looking up a land, so you're only basically paying 1. And then for Wooburg 2 generic, exile the top 3 cards of your library. I mean, it's so much value. You can play them this turn without paying their mana costs. Just too much value around here. Michelon, playing banned cards, Commander, and Golos is nasty with library control. Brawl relies on balancing by match selection. Maybe by win rate. I've never seen this card played, and I feel that it should stay that way. Jerome, unbanned. Let the boring players be boring. B1 doesn't have a very strong opinion on this one. Just play your Golos in your 2-color deck without a core. Now too many people are playing with Kenrith. Yeah, but then they would go to this guy. They would go back. They'd go back to the king, the Golos. Also, Triumphs are expensive as heck, and I don't want another reason to play Wooburg. Are they? I never looked at Triumphs. I've never needed to buy one. I see a lot of support to unban it. All right, too much support for unbanning it. It's gonna be unbanned. It's a game changer. So maybe this is good enough as a game changer in Magic the Gathering. All right, that's it. That's it for today. Don't worry, we're gonna do more. We even do Tolarian Academy eventually. Tolarian. But if you want the opinion of Tolarian Academy and a lot more of these banned commander cards, you're going to have to be here next time. When? 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Be there or be square. We'll probably do this every single week for the next few weeks. Of course, thank you very much, everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or even super chat so other people are part of the show. And of course, thank you so much for being here today. People like Sebstone, Rated Lex, we got Toads, Little Deadfly, Benjamin Berkey, Argentina, Kano, Jess, Tyler, Matthew Green, Bryce, and more. Where would I be without all of you? So, thank you so much, Coffee Crew. Keep brewing those coffees, and we'll keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.